One major concern about the WNBA CBA negotiations is the conflict of interest of Nafisa Collier and Breonna Stewart being vice president of the NWPA. I think that's what it is. And that is a conflict of interest. No matter how they try to word it, no matter what they say, it is a conflict of interest because Breonna Stewart and Nafisa Collier are co-owners of Unrivaled. And when you get employed or you get a new job, depending on the sector that you get a new job in, they always have you sign a conflict of interest saying that you can't take another job that's similar to the same job that you're doing because it's a conflict of interest. And that's exactly what the issue is. Unrivaled and the WNBA are competitors, so to speak, even though Unrivaled is kind of like a supplement for players so that they can play in the off season and stay within the United States. So the concept is great. However, Nafisa Collier and Breonna Stewart should not be a part of the CBA negotiations because of their conflict of interest. They're at the table and they have an interest they have the best interest in Unrivaled, and they have trying to have the best interest for them as WNBA players, as they're both employed by these two entities. That's where the conflict of interest comes in, and especially as being co-owners. So I know this has been brought up before, but they should not be at the table regarding CBA negotiations. Now, the WNBA has leverage at this point because they can say, we'll give you everything that you want, but no WNBA player can play in Unrivaled. And if that's the case, and that means that Unrivaled would fold. So it's getting real sticky because now you have Nafisa Collier, Breonna Stewart are fighting for their business, which is Unrivaled. But the WNBA could come back and say, we'll give you everything you want, but no players can play in Unrivaled. So and also a WNBA lockout would not benefit the players. Why? Because the WNBA is still in the negative. They're still in the red. They're not profitable yet. Now, if the WNBA were profitable, a lockout could help. But at this point, a lockout would not help WNBA players. So it's going to be interesting going forward. I pray there's no lockout, and you should too.